Good fucking morning.
Good morning, and welcome to my YouTube. We're currently 5 days out from the first show of the season, the first statement of the season. So, this is currently the peak week. Currently, I'm just out for a walk. The canal, pretty much right by mine, getting some steps in. Looks lovely, that does. I would love to jump in and drink that. But yeah, this is something I've been doing since taking out cardio just over a week ago now. I woke up 195.4 pounds, pretty much down to my lightest again this prep. So the past couple of days I've been dropping like a pound and stuff like that. Since I last spoke to you guys about a week ago, what we've been doing is running higher foods. Again, taking out the cardio, so that's a reduced deficit. And what we've been noticing with the physique is we've sort of been dropping back down. Like I say, very recently the drops have been a little bit bigger, but what we've been noticing is the physique has actually been getting fuller whilst doing this. In the previous weeks we're having big drops and getting quite flat, but it was launches forward in conditioning. We're still getting tighter, but just a tad fuller. I noticed it in the limbs first, the arms, the legs, and the shoulders, the chest. Now the back is starting to play ball. I haven't taken my photos yet. We'll see how we look. Probably won't get any fuller if I'm dropping this much, but we will see. We will see some crazy shit's happening. But because that reduced deficit has been working well, this last week we've decided to run it through this peak. Of course, we're going to review daily. Me and AJ just see what the crack is, see if we need to amend anything. But yeah, so far it's going well. These big drops the past couple of days definitely helped. Again, this is the lowest I've been in my prep, but I look a lot better. Last time it was 195, and if we can create wiggle room before the weigh-in, because I'm trying to be 198 and a half to fit in the light heavies, if we can do that, then that means we can actually eat on the day of the weigh-in. If we were right up to 198 and a half pounds on the day, I'd spend the day not drinking or eating anything until the weigh-in, which isn't fun for one, and isn't pretty much ideal when you're trying to be as full as possible for the show. So yeah, I just thought this video I would take you through the shit I get up to on peak week, preparing for the show, what my routine is, just show you guys what the crack is. But yeah, man, very exciting stuff, very exciting week for me, the week leading up to the show. Plenty to do, plenty to organise, but like I say, very exciting, and I'm excited to show you guys.
Okay, so I've come back home, stretched, done my vacuums, done some posing, sent over some photos to AJ. A tad flatter today, but that's to be expected with the weight drop. Now I'm going to eat, of course, the first meal of the day, which is my pre-workout, which is 150 grams of cream of rice, 20 grams of dark chocolate, 100 grams of blueberries, and 45 grams of this beauty. So usually I go with the vanilla creme caramel. I've mixed it up this time, chocolate, brownies and cream flavour from Hustle and Labs, and I've had this a couple of times already. Fuck me, it is an elite protein, like genuinely fantastic. Mixes great with core. Like, the taste is good, it's fantastic, but the texture it makes alongside that makes it a 10 out of 10. The main increase of food that we've made is really the cream of rice. So just an extra 50 grams at both my pre-workout meal, which is this one, and my post-workout meal as well. And that's been the main increase. So not a super duper massive increase, enough to obviously increase the food, but not so much where it takes us out of that deficit. Like I say, we're still dropping. So I'm going to eat this, get ready for pull, and have a great session. Getting ready for the gym now. Intro is made. Just need to close the fucking cupboard on myself. How are you done? Intro is made. Also pre-workout. The pre-workout that I have been using is Head Rush by Hustling Labs. This has been a godsend, especially towards the end of the prep. I've been quite tactical with how I've used my stims. I've tried to use minimum at the start of prep. I've even had stim breaks and stuff so that when prep does get harder, fatigue sets in and sessions are a little bit draggy, I can then utilize stims to help me perform. And I tell you what, it's helped a lot. This is great. The stims aren't too heavy, but they're high enough. It lasts quite a while throughout the workout. The pump's great, and the focus on it is really fucking good as well. So I'm gonna do my last pull session before the show. This is my last proper session, and then we'll be doing some devolume sessions later in the week. So we're gonna make this fucking count. We're gonna give everything to this and just do what we usually do. Fuck shit up in the gym and have a good time doing it. So that is pull done. It was a decent session, to be fair. My energy, surprisingly, wasn't too bad. I was fucked at certain parts of the session for sure, and I am noticing that with training, my energy is very limited, and then it just sort of drops off. But that makes sense, the part of the prep that I'm in, especially with dropping. But today, surprisingly, it hasn't dropped off towards the end. I've had my pre a little bit closer to training, so that's potentially why. I noticed I was getting to a point where I was getting a little bit hyper towards the end of the session. So, plan for me now, go back home, eat, do a bunch of client work, and just chill out, really. Hello, Jamie, and welcome back to another feedback video. So this week has been a fantastic week for yourself, truly remarkable. We are down another 3 pounds, which is fantastic, and the visuals, the pictures are definitely showcasing that. I do agree with you, mate. The waist is coming in very nicely, and there's a little bit more conditioning in the legs. We could start to see splits in your legs. And what's that I see? A slight bit of feathering, which is very, very nice. And this is only a couple of weeks into dieting. Back to another check-in video. So we've had an excellent second week on the plan now. I can definitely see some visual changes. We are starting to get a little bit fuller. Now the weight has increased this week, and this can be down to a couple of variables. Of course, you are back into training consistently now, so you are going to gain some intracellular fullness. Now, in regards to wanting to have something a little bit sweet towards the end, you're very similar to me. Appetite is strong towards the end of the day. It might be worth starting your day with this and ending your day with this meal, because oats are a very satious thing. They're quite fibrous, they're slow releasing, so they will help you keep full in the evening. Obviously, you've got the dark chocolate as something sweet, and the blueberries as well. You know, if you've got any more questions, of course, and have another great week. I'll catch you later. So, it is 6 p.m. now, and I am just going to wave myself. This is something that I have been doing daily as of recent, just because my weigh-in
before the actual show is at 6 p.m. So we're just trialing to see what I weigh around about this time, with a good day of eating, plenty of fluids going in, because that's really what we want to achieve on the actual day. We don't want to actually spend the day not eating and drinking anything. So let's have a look what weight we are.
198.4, so just 0.1 off, just under the weight cap. Now I'm assuming that we are going to be dropping even more weight, so if we're safe now on training day foods, which is the highest amount of foods, and we're still under the weight cap, we should be pretty fucking groovy, which is
Yeah, I actually think you're a bit fuller and a bit tighter today, mate. Especially through like side leg and a bit through your back. So yeah, this is definitely a better look than it was yesterday. I think yesterday was a touch flatter. So I think, you know, throughout the majority of the week, you're just going to have like tiny little fluctuations up and down. But the good thing at the moment is that we've got a very, very stable body. Whereas the last 2 weeks, you've either been dropping like it's hot or going up mad after a huge high day. So I think we've got a lot more of stability within the look, which is something that I truly craved over the last couple of weeks. And, you know, now we've got it at the perfect time.
So I definitely agree with that. Touch fuller today, a little bit more detail. I suppose that detail's been sort of exploited a little bit just due to the additional fullness from dropping the day before. So as you've seen, we are 196.2, so not a massive increase, but we were on training day foods, and I think that's what's brought back the fullness and just bumped up the scale weight a little bit. We're on another rest day today. I'm assuming we're going to drop again from that. For me now, I'm going to eat, and then I think I'm going to have a cheeky nap, really. Naps is something that I implement both in a prep, especially towards the end, and also in the off season as well. Sleep's one of the most productive things that you can do. So I don't have a nap if I don't feel like I need one, but usually, quite frequently on prep as of recent, I've needed more naps than not in the day. So first meal coming in, guess what it is? It is cream of rice. I'm going to slam that down me. I always feel tired after a big bowl of cream of rice, so it's a good opportunity to nap, and then we will start the day again for the second time. So I visited my good friend Rich Sales at True Grit Training for my final massage before the show. Now this is something that I've done differently this prep, is have regular deep tissue massages, regular treatment. Previously I've neglected this and I've got a bunch of injuries. When you're deep in prep and you're quite lean, you're quite prone to injuries, and it stopped me from training the way that I needed to, and it's also affected my posing, my ability to pose. This time round, those injuries have been kept at bay. Niggles have been kept quite minimum, and it's really helped with posing. For example, opening up on a lat spread and stuff like that. This type of stuff usually gets tight for me, so it's been a massive win doing this consistently throughout prep. Something that I will be doing consistently through the off season as well. I'd recommend pretty much anyone who's taking training very seriously, training very hard and wanting to build a good amount of muscle, is that you get regular treatment, because training makes you very fucking tight, and if you're very tight, you're going to be very prone to injury. So get your deep tissues, guys.
Lovely, matey. So my thoughts on today's look is that it's very similar to yesterday. If anything, I think you're a touch tighter, especially through glutes, if it was even possible to get any more off there. Glutes and sartorius, like the inner thigh is it seems to separate even more today than it did yesterday. It might just be down to just where your body's at and just again releasing a little bit more fatigue, but very happy with the shots this morning. Please do weigh in again later today, and yeah, that's really all I've got to comment on the morning shots.
So, good morning everyone. As you can see, another day just doing the routine, walking, stretching, vacuums, posing, stretch pretty much everything every single day. And this is something I've neglected in the past, and I've noticed since doing that, I have really been able to keep on top of injury prevention. I've been able to just not get really fucking tight, which can actually affect just particular muscle groups firing. And yeah, I've just felt a lot better for it. I felt a lot less immobile, and just a lot more flexible, of course. So it's something I would recommend, is just stretch, guys, because a lot of people just fucking neglect that shit. Comments from AJ, definitely agree with. Just slightly tighter, but the look is very similar this morning. For now, I'm just making my intro ready to train. So today's session is push session. It is going to be not a proper push session because we're very close to the show now. How many days? So we're on Wednesday, show's on Friday. Saturday even, shows on Saturday. So we're training today and tomorrow, and we're doing the normal volume, but we're not taking anything to failure, we're not taking any stims, we're not like hyping ourselves up. We're probably going to leave like a couple of reps in reserve. It's not a fun way to train, but you know, there is a purpose behind it. The reason why we're not just sticking with a pump session is we're just trialing this out. Just because just to see if I can hold more fullness by just training a little bit harder than a pump session, but not generating the fatigue of a proper session. So I've got my intro. Like I said, I'm not taking any stims, like I say, but I'm going to take this pump product. It's from JP's Pumpage. This is something that we are going to take backstage, so I'm going to take it today, see how we look from it, see what the pump's like. Hustle Labs don't have a pump product as of yet, so this is the next best thing for me, I would say, from what I've seen. It looks like a pretty decent product, and we've got tropical flavour, which is quite nice. So without further ado, I'm going to shut the fuck up and get myself in the gym because I'm running a tad late. So that is push done. Very easy session, very simple. Yeah, nothing to failure. Like I say, the pump was okay because we're not blasting full at the moment. The pump's never going to be amazing, but happy with the look at the moment. I just know that once we fill up, we have the potential to just look a lot fucking better, which is something I'm very excited about. So post-workout is going into the microwave at the moment, and I'm going to probably have a nap after this. Again, naps are just a godsend for me at the moment, and after that, quite a busy day. Plenty of clients to deal with, clients that I'm signing up as well. Imperium seems to be growing recently very well, which I'm extremely grateful for, and we've been putting a massive effort into that during this prep, really, because one of the things that I wanted to do is make a statement with bodybuilding, but also Imperium as well, and really grow that business. So very busy in that front. Get a haircut at some point, and my sister's coming around in the evening, and that is pretty much what's going on. But for now, I'm going to enjoy cream of rice, surprisingly, and a nap as well, because I'm feeling dead. I'm feeling fucked, man. This past week, well, this week I felt very fucked so far. But it's all good. It's still too fucking easy, isn't it? Still too fucking easy. Just trying my best to just stay on top of fatigue management, etc. And yeah, just doing the do, just taking the boxes really. So I made a visit down to Lads Pad for my haircut, ready for the show. Now, I don't know what it is, but getting my haircut ready for the show seems to be one of those boxes that I tick that just gets me really excited. Even haircuts leading up to it, I'm like, I've got 3 more haircuts until show day, 2 more haircuts. So yeah, it's another box I've ticked, ready for show. Very excited. So finishing up the day with a little bit of pampering from my sister. She does this for a living, so she's very, very good at it. She dyed my hair and also gave me a little shave on the back as well, because that's the part that I can't reach. So it was very helpful, because without her I would have had a very hairy back on stage. But yeah, she's helped me out a lot really, and it was much needed as well, that visit, because I've had a pretty stressful time as of recent, just lots going on, lots to prepare for, as you can imagine. So a good visit from a family member, just a laugh, chill, it was great.
Yes, mate, I totally agree about the plans today. Definitely a little bit flat across the board. Especially I can see that in the front of the bicep, and even the most muscular. It's just not as round. When you're full, like it's very bubbly. The front double is like, looks like peaks and troughs. The most muscular is the same. Very round, almost like a big cloud. But yeah, you just don't have that kind of same pop today. It's just a little bit less. It's not significant, but definitely noticeable. So yeah, no, I think today, obviously keep things the same. Let's get a weigh in again later today. Let's see where things are at. Know that you have been full at like 196, 197 in the morning. But I realistically think after the load, you're probably gonna wake up fucking close to 200 pounds. I wouldn't be surprised. So, with like 4 or 5 pounds of fullness, and then of course, like, that will come with some body fluid. So yes, mate, overall, no changes need to be made today. If anything, just puts us in a better position to have a relaxed day tomorrow.
So, we woke up this morning, lowest weight of prep so far, 195.2. So, as a result of this, again, from what AJ said, I agree. I noticed it straight away. A little bit flattered, but drier as well, which is cool. We've got some extra wiggle room for the weight cap, which is nice. Even if the weight was to maintain for tomorrow, we've got plenty of room to fill up. The weigh-ins in the evenings are pretty much bob on with what we need them to be. And again, there's plenty we could do to sort of make the weigh-in a little bit lower. Just like I say, just get rid of the veg, eat a little bit earlier, reduce the amount of fluids going into the weigh-in. The plan for me today is I'm going to try to have a chilled out day. Now, I've just made my intro ready for pull. This is going to be the last session before I compete. So same thing again. Normal volume, just reps of reserve. I'm not doing the hip hinge today. So it should be a nice quick session, chilled out. I'm training on my own today, but not too much of an issue. Managed to have a good sleep last night, which is very, very important. So good, in fact, I don't think I need to nap today, which is nice. Absolutely nice. So yeah, this peak so far is going swimmingly well. It's time for pull. Gonna have a decent session. I'll catch you guys in a bit. So, pull is done. I got straight back, ate, and had a little nap. It was only a little nap though, so it's not too bad. So time for the dreaded shave. I'm using a lady shaver because they are probably the best type of shavers for this type of shit. It's not going to be too bad. I've been topping up shaving throughout the past couple of weeks, so I just need to go over myself once just to make sure there's no stubble or anything like that. I'm going to exfoliate to prepare the skin for the tan. Again, this is something I've been doing the past few days, and I'll probably keep exfoliating throughout the season just to make sure my skin is in a decent place. And yeah, that's it. The plan from there is do that. I'll probably tidy this place up a little bit, so I've got a nice tidy flat to come back home to after the show, and then do some. I've got to do my posy routine, haven't I? I've got to do that, and then I'll see to some clients, and then after that, I'm just going to chill the fuck out. Chill, eat, do my evening weigh-in, probably play some Halo, and just really just rest, recover, and just relax the mind, really. It's been a very busy week for me, really. A lot of client work, a lot of preparation for this. So if I can take the opportunity to just chill out a little bit, you know, that's only going to benefit the physique and also myself mentally as well. So yeah.
So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that it was quite insightful for a bodybuilder going into a peak week for the show, or at least how I've peaked for a show. Now, you can probably notice I've got a little bit of post-show tan on me. And, of course, there's going to be videos that follow up to the show day and the show day itself. So stay tuned for that. If you like the video, give the video a like, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, it really does help the channel. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time.